on the next Dawsons Creek.
A milestone event not everyone remembers.
You don't have anything to say to me.
What's up with you?
Today, your birthday?
Whoopee.
Sometimes thoughts are somewhere else.
You invaded my privacy.
What I'm really curious about is what's Joey Potter really thinking?
Everybody in Cape Side has written me off, and my best friend in the world looks at me the very same way.
I don't think I know you at all.
You never did.
An all-new Dawsons Creek next week on the WB Wednesday.
Hey guys, welcome back to Balloon Head Productions for yet another watch along for Dawson's Creek Season 2, Episode 2, entitled Crossroads. Of course, as usual, I'm your host. My name is Marcelo Nostroza, and guys, if you've never been here before, this is the way that I do watch alongs. In just a second, I'm going to be moving over to where I'll be watching this episode of Dawson's Creek. For me, that'll be on American Hulu. Once I get over there, I'll go in 3, 2, 1. And when I say play, that will be your opportunity to sync up with me at home with your own copy of this episode, whether or not, whether you choose to watch along with me or not. So enough talking. I am going to mute my camera right now and we're going to get right to it. In 3, 2, 1, play. All right, guys. So, as you know, if you were lucky enough to watch my season 1 watch along for Dawson's Creek, I'm a giant Joey and Dawson fan as a couple and as characters, and this is sort of their last hurrah. So, excuse me if I enjoy the first part of the season, because we all know in the second part of the season, specifically if you've seen the show before, everything goes to shit in a really, really heartbreaking way for one of these characters. This is awesome, and I like the a little bit of visual storytelling. I like the bit of visual storytelling there by the writers with the sausage. It's just a great innuendo. Mom and dad. This fucking song. Guys, moving forward after this episode, I downloaded my own copies of Dawson's Creek from other different sources. So I don't know if I don't know if the copies that I downloaded myself had this version of the song. I hope they don't. But if they do, I'll just have to put up with it. But as you guys know, I'm not a fan of this song, and it's only here because of streaming rights. So fuck streaming for not being able to get the rights to the original music, because this is just doesn't sound right. Isn't isn't that just a luck? When it's your birthday, don't you just hate it when fucking shit goes wrong? And I love the sequence here with Mitch trying to give Dawson the bird and the bees talk. I just love it. It's so great and so uncomfortable at the same time. The Joey Potter hair pullback. I love it. I love that Mitch and Gil are doing the same thing, but in different ways or in their own way. And it's just so terrifying. It is so terrifyingly delightful how they're doing it. Also, I love this moment to indicate that Mitch and Gail are at an impasse as well. It's just a really small moment, but so much can be said with just a bit of silence, as demonstrated right there. And of course, Jen pitying herself for losing Dawson. And yeah, this is the genuinely I suck parade for early this season. Oh my god. And the funny thing is that Jen is an atheist, so that must be I gotta say as well. Like I care. Also, this really sucks. That Dawson doesn't remember Pacey's birthday. I mean, I know that Dawson has Joey now, and that should take first position in his life, but Dawson is Pacey's just Pacey's best friend. So the fact that his best friend forgot about his birthday, that's bad. I mean, not getting your driver's license, missing out on your driver's license by 1 point is bad, but this is 100 times worse. That your best friend can't remember that it's your actual birthday. That's a kick in the fucking nut, right there, guys. That's a kick in the nuts, guys, without any question. Yep. Uh huh. I think that's absolutely right, Jen. She is absolutely not. She is faking enthusiasm for the relationship between Dawson and Joey indefinitely. Definitely right here. I think she's gone past loathing at this point, and she's began self-deprecating. When you say all of us, do you just mean you or do you just mean everybody? I wonder what she means by that. Yeah, right. This may not go well. Who knows? It might turn out well or it might be an absolute disaster. We'll have to find out which. Oh, Abby! If you've seen the show before, you know what happens to poor Abby. And I really like how Abby is sort of like a storytelling pillar for Jen, and is a real wake up call for Jen with what happens with Abby ultimately. At least I think it is. Like I'm not pretty sure, or I can't fully remember um if Jen, you know, keeps going down the rabbit hole, or if what happens to Abby later on makes Jen pick herself back up again and start appreciating herself for who she is and not be wrapped up into who she's dating or who she lost. But I can't remember any of this, so it'll be interesting to see which way it plays out. Of course, being from a small town, Jen can dazzle the locals with, tall tales about New York City and how wild and how crazy it is. Um, which is very, very, um, uh, you know, it's typical of teen drama shows to add a little of that when the TV shows are based in a small town, like Dawson's Creek is. I just love this, guys, because I waited a whole season for these two to get together, and it's just fucking great. Every time I see the show, like I said before, the show has changed for me as I've gotten older, but I've really, really, really enjoyed seeing these two together, despite me me understanding that they're ultimately not meant to be together because they're just so different from one another. But still, in my heart of hearts, I still think of them as a couple, and I still enjoy them together immensely, even though I acknowledge to other Dawson's Creek fans that they don't work together. I just love them together. I can't. Dawson and Joey together as a couple is in my heart of hearts. So so that's why I really, really love it when they get together, and they just have such good chemistry. Katie and James do. So it's just fantastic. It's a great shot there. Ah, so great. Oh, that's a photo of Joey's mom. It always made me wonder if you notice the props in TV shows and the props in movies. Like, I wonder who those people are. I wonder if they're actors that the production hires to be in the show, or it's just like random shots of models that the production gets off of from somewhere. And this is a giant no no. What is he doing? This is like rule number one. If your girlfriend or significant other has a diary, you don't read it. So I love how this sets up tension for the two of them later on. It's just really. Oh, he just ran. Oh, interesting. Oh shit! And she knows that something's off too, but she can't put it together yet. And he says it right there. I'm getting older, but Dawson is like so preoccupied with his own shit that he doesn't pick up on it. Oh man. Jack. You know, Jack is a wonderful, wonderful character, and I had no idea. Um, you know what? I forgot that he wasn't introduced in the first episode. I forgot that he was introduced in this episode. Ultimately, Jack is just another great character. Ooh, I love how Dawson gives Joey an opportunity here to sort of correct her previous comments from her journal entry, but I feel that I feel that Dawson is kind of trying to he's trying to suss out what she really thinks. Which is a really good idea, but the fact that he read her journal is still a problem. I It's not only a problem, it's an invasion of privacy. Now wait for it. That See, this is not the right wording that he should have used. Look at this. Because there it goes. Well, you shouldn't have read it anyway. It's your fault, asshole. I'm with her. Right there. You see that? Invading your privacy. I love that. You know, Joey's in the right here, and if you don't think Joey's in the right, I don't know what to say to you. And I guess, yeah, I guess that will qualify as their first fight as a couple. I love how both of them, both Mitch and both Gail, are looking for advice from other people about what they should do with their marriage, because it's a very, very natural thing for people to do, and it's a very, very natural progression for their two characters, considering the situation that both of them are in right now. You know, Mitch is on the fence about whether he wants to leave Gail or not, and Gail is trying to sort of overcorrect for her previous bad behavior when it, in season one when she cheated on Mitch with Bob, her anchor. That's a good idea. What? Oh, that's novel. Hey, he's at least he's giving Mitch advice. It's up to Mitch whether or not he wants to follow it. And I really, really love how Pacey is just going through the motions, and everybody's coming at him with different issues, and every issue that he encounters just enrages him more to the fact that people have no idea how special this day is for him, and they're kind of ignoring him, and they're kind of throwing their problems onto him. So that pisses him off even more. So I really like that story point by the writer in this episode for Pacey. And the setup for Pacey and Andy is just great. I really love where how the relationship begins and where it goes. And I also like this moment for Jen, because Jen is going through the ringer in the last couple episodes, and especially with the season finale, season one. So it's nice that she has this girl moment when it comes to just hanging out and sort of forgetting her problems by, regaling regaling Abby with stories of Jen's days in New York. So it's a really nice, to me it's a really nice welcome break from Jen whining and pining for the things that she doesn't have anymore. And here we go, Dawson Joy's first fight. Oh, get over yourself, Dawson. This is not about you. This is about the fact that you fucking invaded her privacy. Oh, this is a good introduction for Jack. Oh, See, when you hold people to such a high standard and they do shit to disappoint you, this reaction by Dawson is misplaced and he's kind of missing the point, but I kind of see where he's coming from a creative person's point of view. The person who you trust most in the world and who you're with right now, and the person who you thought was on your side with your creative endeavors, thinks you're a vapid, stuck-up filmmaker. And for somebody who's a creative individual, that must really hurt for Dawson. But I wish Dawson was able to see Joey's side of the argument, which I think he will. But at this moment in time, it's just kind of up in the air because they're both mad at each other for different reasons. Both valid reasons, but very, very different ones as well. That's actually a true statistic by Andy there. Jesus, man. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, poor Pacey. Oh man. See, and I do like that Abigail is with Jen now and is sort of making her forget about her love life, but she's drinking way too much and some bad shit could be liable to go down here. I could be wrong though, but wait for it. Whoa! Oh shit! He's drunk. You're drunk, kiddo. You're drunk. That's what you are, and you're gonna. Oh, this piece of music here. Yep, first fight. No, it's the first fight. Yep, it's gonna happen. Just wait for it, because you guys are too good to fall apart over something so stupid. See, that shows that Jack is a good guy, man. Oh god. Yep. Wait for it. Oh god. That's a great way to do it. That's a great way to do it. Oh my god, listen. I know this episode has been that shit on Pacey for the episode, but that was such a great line. That was such a great there was such great dialogue for Pacey to indicate to Dawson that it was actually his birthday. There was such great lines written there for Pacey. I love that. No, he doesn't, man. He's just going through some shit. Oh, oof. I like how the Dawson and Joy relationship is rippling through all the relationships in the show. I mean, come on, it's a pretty obvious thing, but I like the way that it's sort of playing out here. And I also love how Gail keeps trying to overcorrect for her mistakes by trying to entice Mitch with sex, but also on the other hand, Mitch is trying to really figure out whether or not he wants to commit to giving Gail another shot. And it's kind of painful for Gail because Gail is the one that made the mistake. So I really like the way that sort of Mitch is making her sort of not in a malicious way make her suffer for her bad choices. But it's not like Gail didn't deserve this because she did. She cheated on Mitch, but it's just a it's just a really interesting way to play it. And I like how he's bringing up the suggestion that he got from his friend earlier in the episode. Honesty and trust. He's mentioning honesty, but I think that they have to reclaim trust for one another on both sides. And of course, this scene on the DVD is completely different. They use different music, and this this scene doesn't hit the same, which is unfortunate. So if you're watching along with me, I pray that you're watching the DVDs because if you're watching the DVDs, this scene hits so much harder with the music that is with the DVDs because this scene is just it's I mean, it kind of works, but the original piece of music with the scene works 100 times better. It's oh, by the way, it's just it by the original music is "Kiss the Rain." Such a great moment. This is such a this is such a great perfect circle for Dawson enjoying this episode because they had their first fight. They've been apart for almost the entire episode, except those few scenes that they had when they had their first fight, and now they kind of make up with each other. And Dawson sort of explains what's going on with Pacey, and he kind of asks Joey for her forgiveness here, which I love. Mm, maybe. Oh, that's such a great line. Oh, that's such a oh man, that is so beautiful. Good. I like how she just says good. Mm. Oh man, I love these two together so much. I know they don't work. Again, I know they don't work. I know that, but I love them together so much. I'm never gonna apologize for that. And these two are not having a fun time. Not a white trash loser. and you only love him because yeah, but that doesn't make any sense because you had him and you fucked around with him and you lost him and now and now you fucking are saying that you love him. That doesn't make sense. How do you guys feel about that, guys? Because yeah, it's just like no. Psychic. I love these things. I have one, but the one that I have is broken. I gotta get a new one. No, it's not. It's omen. I- is that an omen for things to come, guys? It might be. Sorry, guys, if you heard that. That was me cracking my knuckle. I also love that Andy has been a thorn in Pacey's side, a good thorn in her side, a good thorn in his side ever since they met. But I really like that Andy's trying to cheer him up and Andy's trying to make him look at stuff on the brighter side. And that's sort of a taste of what she's going to do for him. That's a minuscule little section of what she's going to do for him in this season. I love how she, I love how she looks at him kind of funny, but I love how she just completely understands once he says what he has to do. And that's a understanding girlfriend right there. God knows it took long enough. He's not lying, guys. Oh, something might change, but no spoilers if you haven't seen the show before. But if you're listening to me, I hope you have seen the show before because this show is absolutely amazing. And I love how they're gonna go party right now. We're going. All right, guys. Well, that'll do it for my watch along of Dawson's Creek Season 2, Episode 2, entitled Crossroads. In the comments below, guys, if you like this episode, tell me what you liked about it, or tell me what you didn't like about it. But listen, guys, before I go, if you guys like hearing me talk about stuff, I do have a podcast called the Mixtape Podcast. It's a podcast dedicated to discussing film from a writer's perspective. I host it with a dear friend of mine. I will leave the link to that very podcast down in the description below, so you can check that out if you wish. But thank you so much for watching this episode along with me if you chose to. But until next time, as I say often, I'll see you when I see you.
So much happened here, and so much is about to.